Alright guys, we're back for another first impression. So in this video we're going to be going through another Game of Spades fragrances, and Game of Spades really has been a brand that has really been hitting these dupes and these inspired by fragrances, really hitting the nail on the head. I've loved Game of Spades, the brand. I have 5 fragrances and I have more in the cart, but as always, the fragrance of the day guys we're going to be talking about here is Game of Spades, and this is Emerald, okay? So we're going to go through our initial unboxing, our blind smell reaction. We're going to see how this one fares in terms of scent quality, scent DNA, and just overall fragrance. Let's go. It unwraps, different box. They really went all in with this sort of glittery, rougher box exterior. So as far as design, they did their thing with this one. You look at it, get it unboxed. There you go, boom. They went with the green and the gold, but they kept the Game of Spades look and design as far as bottles design. They went with the dark green one. So this one's a little bit different than Win, right? Win went with that sort of more teal turquoise. This is a nice solid green fragrance, and then even the cap is a little different. They went with that clover as far as the cap is concerned. So in terms of bottle design, they really went all out and they did their thing with this one. I like it a whole lot. Even the glittery sort of emblem on the clover on the bottle, so they definitely made a couple alterations with this one. Now we have to see whether the fragrance and whether the scent matches. So this fragrance is a fragrance that is inspired by Louis Vuitton Symphony, and Symphony, I got my nose on that one. That one is really nice, fresh, citrus-based fragrance. It's really strong, really pronounced, really has a great presence to it, and it's really a nice one from the Louis Vuitton line. This is said to be an inspired by and a dupe fragrance of this one, so if we are getting that, and if it's as accurate as the other ones have been, then we've really gotten ourselves a steal. But as always, guys, we'll go through our initial smell test and our smell reactions. First thing, let's get off the air. 1, 2, 3. Shoosh. Oh yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Nice presence, nice engulfing, nice strong opening. Really, you're getting hit with that strong bergamot. You're getting hit with some ginger and grapefruit. Okay, so they have grapefruit in this fragrance, and grapefruit is not always a note that I'm actually fond of. Grapefruit was one of those notes I had to kind of come around to. This grapefruit, the way they've done it with this one mixed with the bergamot and the ginger, is well blended, well put together, where it's not overly tart and overly pungent. See, like, I know Dolce & Gabbana has a couple fragrances where they have grapefruit in them. I know Paco Rabanne 1 Million Parfum has grapefruit in it, and the grapefruit in those 2 fragrances is really pronounced, where in the Dolce & Gabbana, I think it was light blue, or it was, I think, Forever that was the fragrance. That grapefruit smelled like a little bit like armpit, which turned me off. And then the Paco Rabanne 1 Million Parfum has a grapefruit note that is like overly pronounced. This grapefruit in here in the Emerald is really nicely done, really well put together, and you're getting some different notes. Definitely, I could smell the similarities to Symphony just off of the opening. I would say this one's at least 90% accurate. It's a little bit different though. There's a little bit more of a musky, floral nature to this one. That is like, okay, if I could pinpoint one thing that is different, there's a floral component that is making it a little bit different. It's still great, still definitely a great scent, great see. I just have to put my nose on what, I have to put my finger on what that floral note it is I'm picking up, because it's still a citrusy base to it. It's still really nice, really alluring, but nonetheless 1 for 1 off the opening. All right, we got to test the strips. Let's see if we can pick up on what it is that we see. Look at that atomizer, I love that. So we're gonna let that sit down. Yeah, again, getting hit with that bergamot ginger, getting hit with that grapefruit again, getting hit with the musky component as well. So it's a little bit more, I don't want to say masculine, but just there's a little bit less of a sweetness, and it's not as vibrant, but it is still really strong nonetheless. All right, we got the tester strip after letting it sit down. Let's see what we pick up here. Okay, so I think it's smelling, is giving like orange blossom, or like orange. So like not mandarin orange, just like yeah, I would say orange blossom, because the blossom would make sense, and that would probably be where we get the floral component, and then the orange, because this one, like when I think of an orange blossom fragrance, especially a recent one I've gotten, there's like YSL Myself. Even the YSL Myself is more so on the bergamot and on the Ambrofix. This one doesn't have the Ambrofix, so there's not the loud nature in your face because of the Ambrofix. Ambrofix to me is a lot like Ambroxan. It's literally a derivative. And then because of the ginger and because of the and because of the grapefruit, you're not picking up too much citrus, right? It's a nice balance because of the spicy ginger. And then the musk as well is really kind of evening this one out. This one is really nice though, really nice. As much as it is strong, it also has a really nice sillage to it as it settles down the air. So you're gonna be really pronounced when you walk into the room in the best way possible. And this one's giving me spring, maybe summer vibes as well. Spring, summer, spring, early summer when it's not overly hot, overly humid. This is definitely a great fragrance. I really like this one. You're more daytime, being outdoors. You can wear this in the office. For me, you can wear this even at nighttime because it does have an aromatic touch to it. But I think it's ballpark and it's sort of money maker. It's gonna be kind of that fresh daytime. You're outdoors. You're out and about. Maybe you're running errands and you want a really nice, fresh, clean, really vibrant fragrance. This is definitely one to get your hands on. I love it. I love it. I like the fragrance. I'm really enjoying this one. Definitely really accurate. I go from 90. I'm picking up maybe going to 92, 93%, maybe even 95 by the time I test it off the skin. But nonetheless, simple note breakdown, but still really effective. Really, really nicely done. All right, last thing we do, skin test. You see how wide see that wide spraying atomizer go? That's really good. That's really good. Okay, we'll let it settle down. Now again, as far as pricing, again, paid $70 for this one. So $70 versus if you pay for Louis Vuitton Symphony, you're paying at least $250 for it. So just about 1/4 of the price, but you're getting 90 to 95% accuracy. I think that's well worth the purchase and the investment. Really nicely done. And the more I smell it, the more I'm enjoying it. So I think this one really is a dub. I think this one's another winner from the Game of Spades line. So that's 5 fragrances already. And they're all dubs. They're all hitting the nail on the head. And we tested off the skin. Yeah, you're picking up really a musky orange blossom for the florals, but then you're picking up that ginger, picking up bergamot, picking up the grapefruit. I'm glad they were able to balance out the grapefruit in this one. Usually grapefruit is a note that I'm really not fond of, but they did it well. They put that one well together here. The blend of notes and the array of notes really kind of matched it to where it's not overly grapefruity. It's not overly smelling like armpits. So nonetheless, all 3 levels, great. I'm loving this fragrance, guys. Love the bottle design, love the look, love the aesthetic that they were able to bring with this one. Definitely another dub. Get your hands on it. This has TFM stamp approval. I'll do it, guys. Another first impressions done and accounted for. I appreciate all you guys for listening to, and if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit the subscribe and the follow button so you get notified anytime I drop any new fragrance content. You can also join the memberships tab. You can also drop super in the chat anytime you get the chance to. Let me know what other Louis Vuitton fragrances, let me know what other Game of Spades fragrances you guys are thinking about, what fragrances I haven't mentioned on the channel yet that you guys want me to see review and get my hands on. I'll get them done for you. As always, guys, have a good day. We'll catch you on the next one. Much love.